Keskel, and I'm a product management enthusiast. And my guest today here is Reelika Ein. Hi.
Hi. Hi. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for being here. Before starting talking about product management, I would like to hear a bit more about yourself.
Okay. I think that it might look like an overnight leap from HR to product. And people ask me quite often that, how is it possible you have never been in a product manager role? But I like to use the line that actually belongs to one of the football coaches, Arrigo Sacchi, Italian football coach, who has this famous line that he never played any professional football, just for the record. and he was a coach, right? So his line was that I didn't know that I have to be a horse to become a jockey, right? So I've never been a product manager, of course, but being in a CPO role, it is not an overnight miracle. So I have to disappoint you. So it has been like 7 years long journey, countless hours of reading, taking courses, and it all started actually with the desire to understand what it takes to innovate. So from the beginning, it wasn't about product management. It was all about what it takes to innovate. And when people use the term innovation, it started haunting me because I just couldn't understand what the hell are they talking about.
So your current role is as a CPO at Eesti Loto.
Yep.
And your background is about HR.
Totally. So 20 plus years HR, different roles, from specialist to leading very different teams in public sector, in private sector, also in startups. And this is where it all began, so that I couldn't understand that what it takes for me as an HR to actually change an organizational culture in a way that it makes a business successful. There was this gap. And then I started to study and learn everything about leading innovation. So it took me to Stanford University to take an online course on the same subject, innovation management. It's still there. I highly recommend, if you ever want to jump in a product field, just take few steps back. Don't start studying everything about lean startup or product itself, but start from the culture, organizational culture, and what it takes to create a culture that enables innovation.
Okay. Can you talk a bit more about this program? How expensive is it, or how long does it take to complete it then?
8 years back, I don't know what's the price now, but it was 1,000 euros. And it was self-paced online course, meaning that you just had to go through like 5 different topics. It's one module from a larger certificate program. So it was very convenient for me to just take my own space and time and go through all the very interesting topics related to innovation. And it's still there. So now it's already, I hope, also involves topics around AI and how it shapes our perception of what it takes to innovate. But it's not so much about technology rather than what it takes to be a good leader. And this is actually relevant for all the product leaders and product managers as well, to be kind of convenient in a topic where you have to always catch the next wave, not just wait for it to crush your business so that you're able to innovate. Yeah. But it wasn't a very heavy course. but it was very, very inspiring. So I just had this feeling that I never, ever knew stuff that was taught there. it was magical. So you just have to open this door to courses, top courses on a global scale, because in my eyes, if you only rely on the experts, so-called experts who have done product for 20 years, maybe it's not enough. Just be curious and start from taking few steps back. So Stanford Graduate School of Business, I highly recommend to start from there.
Okay. And about innovation, how much is innovation for you about people, about technology, and how about business?
It's the way you solve problems. It's the way you approach the world, because it's not so much about technology all the time. When taking, for example, Play-Doh, you all know, the very famous toy. It wasn't what it is now. It wasn't in the beginning something that kids can play with. It was a product that was meant to clean wallpaper. But it was already 1930 or something, right? The product existed. But it's the way you see the world, that something that exists, you can use it in other place for other purposes. So this is what it means to innovate. It's not always about technology. So this Play-Doh example is largely about how you see the world. It was by accident that the kids started to play with this thing, and then it turned out that it's a very good idea to turn it into a toy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were in a HR role, and then moving to the innovation management, and what were the next steps toward the product management?
All right. So taking this course, it led me to other topics. For example, design thinking, then service design. Then already I started to understand that it's not enough only to focus on service design. It's rather how to create products that actually create value. And this led me to product management. So it has been a journey, right? Taking courses, listening audiobooks, countless hours of podcast episodes. This has been a wild journey. But I can say that it's worth it, right? After 6 kilograms later, 7 years later, and one burnout, I'm here, and I can say that, one thing led to another, one topic to another, and it was not all at once. So it was like involving myself into projects that was like an experience in parallel with my day job, which was in HR, of course. And at night time, I read books and also, taking a bit of a role in a consultancy business. So I started to help other companies to start from somewhere, for example, like implementing some user research techniques, taking them to this user-centric product development road without knowing that it actually is product management.
But in your daily work, you didn't do such things. You were still in a HR role. Yeah,
absolutely.
You started like a service design consultant, and then moved more and more to the product management. Because I heard from several people who would like to start their journey in the product management, that to get to the junior role to the product management is not so easy at all.
It is not so easy at all. Of course it isn't. And it's very much about how companies see product management, right? As you know yourself, that it's not always the same. So I made an agreement with myself that I want to know everything about how the best companies work on a global scale, not only in Estonia. But this led me to something bigger, right? Then I discovered everything about product management, also the books from Martti Kagan, of course. You cannot skip them. But if you want to take a shortcut, of course you can start with Martti's books first and then discover more, because it's not only about following one book or three. In my library, I have 37 books, so if anyone is interested and reach out, I can share. So there are also books, for example, about neuroscience, right? How our mind works, like such topics. It's not only about, what it takes to become a product manager or how to actually run any product initiatives, which frameworks to use. So it's larger topic.
Yeah, when we are talking about product management and the books and references, then definitely the Martti Kagan is a name who is influencing this area a lot. And when we are talking about the Empower book, then I would say that it's more about HR than technology management.
Exactly, because like Martti says, it's the number one job that the product leader should have is to build a team with strong product people, right? So it's what I have done basically in my past for almost 20 plus years to help companies to build strong teams. But it's very hard for HR to get the point, because if you just listen to your leaders and managers, maybe they're not in tune with the modern practices. Maybe they're not even interested, I don't know. But in my eyes, I started to think, for example, about Nokia. What happened to them? Like, what happened? Apple happened, right? iPhone. So, you have to be curious. You have to be extremely curious. And my friends have said to me that they don't know anyone else who is like such a book nerd than I am. And always reading, always listening something. Even when I'm cooking, I have like headphones on, and I'm listening something new.
Okay, so your recommendation is study different materials,
Absolutely.
read and listen podcast.
Yeah, because if you want to innovate, you have to live at the intersection of life, meaning that you need to have very different experiences. From Stanford course, I remember this one line I like the most is that if you go to have a lunch with the same people every day, you cannot really experience something new. So
I have heard one recommendation, or not a recommendation, but the idea that if you are going to lunch alone, then you are missing opportunity to meet someone to learn from.
Yeah, totally. Like different experiences. That's why traveling is good, right? So you need to travel a lot. You need to read a lot. Good designer reads a lot, right? So you could see different patterns, connecting the dots in places where you couldn't imagine that it's even possible. So that's how you innovate. And it's not so much about frameworks, right? It's rather how you approach to life. Best innovators are generalists, not experts. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
How do you define the success in a product management?
Success, it's not about shipping features on time, although it's also important that you actually ship something, right? But it's rather like not about time to money also, because you can make good products. Like nowadays, it's even easier than it was like in the past. But it is when you actually delight. Time to delight your customers, meaning that you have users and customers who are ready to recommend your product or service to their friends, to their peers, to other people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just about creating value, it's not enough, or
for me, it's like enough. But if you want to play a long game, If you're here to make a history, not just a great product, because I can make a great product and make money and actually provide a value, but maybe it's only for a short term. So the key thing here is what I like about Netflix's approach to product strategy, for example, is that how you delight customers in a hard-to-copy and margin-enhancing way. Because you can make money fast. I mean, like you can just, do marketing, do something rebel.
It depends. If your product is crap, then it doesn't
of course,
work anymore.
because then it's all over the place on social media when your product is crap. And that's why it's important to make a very good experience around your product. Yeah? It's not just the thing itself, but the whole journey. And what you hear about your company and what the people know about your company and your company's people, maybe your customer support, how they handle things, right? So success depends on creating value, of course, but also to creating value in the long term and exceeding expectations. And it's extremely hard. It's not easy, right? So few can do that you actually exceed. I can say that, Eesti Loto is been around for 55 years, right? So we're on a journey to make a history. So we want to be here at least, 55 years plus. But it's hard because you're not competing with other lottery companies. I mean, we're in a monopolist situation, right? We're a state-owned company. But you have to take a larger picture. It's you're competing with cat videos today, right? You're competing with attention. Like if you're not able to, mid-scrolling, if you're not catching users' attention mid-scrolling, you're lost.
So in what business Eesti Loto is?
Entertainment. And this is where we're going, that if you take entertainment, we're basically competing with Netflix today because it's all there. People are spending money to products and services that are not directly related to gaming, right? So if you take who are our direct competitors, of course, gaming platforms, it's easy. But if you take all the free money people have, where they spend it, it can be your local coffee shop. So this is how it is, and in my eyes, how I see it is that you need to take a bigger picture here on the table. And in at Eesti Loto, we are taking it as an entertainment business, not just selling lottery tickets.
And when we are talking about product management or innovation in Eesti Loto, what are the biggest challenges for you and your team?
Wow. I've been there for 9 months now. The team is super awesome. I was not expecting to have so many people there who are actually eager to innovate and think differently and act differently, because the hardest part usually is related to our culture, to change people's mindset from project mindset to product mindset. So that if you are a state-owned company, you need to have a budget, right? So it's like a routine every year. Yeah, you have to plan the budget. Although we are actually a company that earns money itself, right? It's not like we don't have revenue. We have almost 100 million per year, which is okay. Not every public sector organization produces actual money, and we give that largely back to society, Estonian culture. So this is we are one of the biggest who gives back money to culture. So it's very good to see that people are actually expecting that we take the next step in how we work, the way of working, and to experiment not only plan. Planning is good.
So now you are talking about the internal transformation.
Absolutely.
Regarding the product management.
Totally. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
you want to ask something about that as well, I suppose.
I heard regarding from several companies that they are trying to do transformation, and it's not so easy at all, because and in some companies I see that the challenge is regarding the management, that they don't understand the value of it, and they would like just to continue working in an old way. I think that regarding the Eesti Loto situation is totally different, so that Triini is really leading the changes and innovation. So at least from this point, it seems to me that that is easier for you. But regarding the transformation, what are the challenges? And
still mindset, and you can just expect people to take this jump that I actually took and spent 7 years to understand why organizations need to change, to innovate. And you cannot expect that it's something that people get just, in few months. So it takes time to build those new way of working, new way of thinking about your product, which is the whole user experience. So before I joined, I think it was rather about the lottery, right? It's like how to sell lottery, which is totally fine, but not enough when you think about the whole user experience, because if you have some gaps there, then you might have a very good game on the user journey available. But if the experience is crap, then you don't want to go there. You don't want to use this website or whatever, like a selling point in a supermarket to get your ticket, because the whole experience matters today. Because I compare my experiences as a user with the best experiences I have, right? Maybe when I order something from Amazon, and Amazon is my favorite place to go on web, because this is delightful. Like, everything is super quick.
But the experience of playing Bingo Lotto or Viking Lotto, it has been the same for 10 years, 20 years. You don't afraid, or the team, that of changing this experience, you will lose the existing players who have used to use this and don't want any change?
That's why we're there, me, Triin, some other people, to actually take this challenge to redesign also bingo. Because if you have noticed, people play bingo in various places now, and it's not always Eesti Loto that you see that they're using to play bingo, right? It's like it's social gaming. It's places figure their bingo themselves, and it's something that we need to figure out how to involve younger generations, because it's too traditional already, right? And we need to figure out how to offer the better experience, because it has been like the same, as you said, and it doesn't work anymore, and we see it, right? People see it too. That's why they go other places to play bingo.
Okay, it's a bit of a weird situation, because there is an age limit of people who are allowed to buy a lottery ticket, and then you are saying that you would like to get younger people to play bingo.
Yeah, but younger, in our case, start from, if you take, from the law, it's 60 plus, 16 plus, not 60 plus. Although 60 plus are very loyal customers. 16 plus, but it doesn't have to be 16 plus. It can be like 25 plus. That's what we are thinking about when redesigning bingo, right? Because it's something that you have to keep in mind. Whom are you actually designing for, right? So we keep user at the center of everything we do. We're thinking about whom we're designing the experience around games.
Are you using user personas or some other approach?
Also personas, and we have built a community of our own users and players. That's why we had this disruptive campaign with Tommy Cash to get people's attention. And it worked because we want to do something differently. We want to be there. We want to be there for every generation, not only younger or not only older generation, right? It's something that I have to say out loud, that it's a company that is for everyone, basically, starting from 16 plus, right? So how to design for everyone? It's a challenge, right? But there is this key hard-to-copy advantage that some other companies haven't figured out.
But does it mean that for everyone, you said that for different ages or different personas, you have different product or sub-products, or you try to make it in a way that one product fits for all?
I mean, bingo is, if you just, brought this example yourself, bingo is a game that everybody knows. Like even younger people, they know that they have played bingo with their grandparents, right? Watching the TV show, and it's something that warms their hearts. But they have kind of forgotten that it was a cool thing to do.
I'm thinking when I'm describing the bingo or some other lottery for my kids, then they're saying that it's too complicated, or there are different rules. Absolutely. And how to select those numbers, and I don't want to deal with that. I just want to click or what.
Yes, and that's why you need a very strong product strategy to figure out how to simplify. Because if you take a bit younger generations, I mean, not kids, right? But even me, I want instant experiences now, right? I'm not an alpha user, but the thing is that you're competing with all the other experiences people have with other products. And it has to be simple. It has to be quick for them who expect it. And some people like to play it in a hard way, selecting numbers, having whatever systems. And this is totally another topic. And what it actually takes is that you have to make one hard decision when designing experiences, and it's personalization. You have to think about all the users that you have. And if it's a small market, it's Estonia, we're not playing anywhere else, right, with our business, then it's one of the key things that you have. Because if you want to acquire more users, it's a small market. So how do you design for everyone? That's very, very interesting challenge. But there is a solution. And with unique technology, which we do have, which I can't tell you what it is about, we can do this. But it takes time.
Okay, but now when I'm listening to you, I'm reading out that it's about of understanding the users and then implementing the right technology so that it is creating the value and satisfaction for the users.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a very, very big topic is responsible gaming topic. So people are maybe thinking that it's dangerous, right? And in some case it might be. But what we are aiming, and our product vision is all around how to make and design those experiences in a way that we can say that it's safe to play with us, right? You're safe.
Yeah, but you said that you have revenue 100 million per year, and you would like to grow it. So the responsible playing, isn't it against this goal?
That's why we need more players. So the thing is not to sell whatever it takes to the customer base that we currently have, but actually to get more players who play it in a way that it's safe, so that they don't have to spend. I don't know, how, like this is not about just selling more. It's about getting more players, getting more users, so that they can make reasonable decisions, and we have to help them. We are here to actually guide them through the whole experience, not in a way that we're like pointing out that only thing you can do is just figure out it yourself, that maybe now you have played too much, but it's already happened. So we are using AI today, preparing for it mostly, to implement it in our new web that we're planning to launch next year. A tool that is about predictive analytics in user behavior that will start guide them on their journey early enough, even before you kind of realize that there might be a pattern to play maybe too much, right? It's very, very interesting. But unique technology gives you such an advantage to guide users through that journey to play it safe.
I would like to talk a bit more about this transition process. Are you using some external resources of doing the transition, or you are leading it by yourself, or how is it? I mean, regarding the how you are doing in organization product management.
We're extremely lucky because, as you mentioned, our CEO Triin and myself, we actually have enough experience and knowledge on what it takes to make this transformation successful. But we have also involved product coach Markus Kastenfors, who has helped us to bring people on the same page when it comes to product first principles. So we have run some boot camps, right, to kind of kick it off. But that's all. We're doing it ourselves.
Those principles, what you mentioned, are they the same what were introduced or described by Marty Kagan?
Yep.
Or so it's more or less the similar approach.
Absolutely.
Regarding the empower teams and
yes. It's the same, and I'm very glad that it's not only Marty that can help you out, that there are already other coaches who can come and join the team when needed. So if you're looking for someone, I could highly recommend Markus.
But was it like a one-time workshop, or it's like a continuous mentoring, or how does this process look like?
Since Markus plays a huge role in my career, he was the one who pushed me to take the CPO role at some point. I wasn't kind of like thinking about taking this role. I was like, I can just, lead the CX. That's enough. I can push transformation through that role as well. But when he pushed me to CPO role, I had an imposter syndrome. I was like, but I don't know anything about tech. I mean, not anything, but I haven't like written any code, like never ever. So how can I actually run teams of designers and developers if I haven't been developing anything in the past? And he was the one who said that you just have to have a very trustworthy and strong CTO by your side, which is true. So it's all about collaboration, right? And this is how it went, but it wasn't just a one time for me, but for Eesti Loto it was a one-day boot camp on product, like very intense boot camp, so that we now have some very inspiring reading materials also available on our Confluence space. But this is not about just this one day, but since I am also there to run a long run, right, with this company, then it's me and Triin and the whole management who is responsible today for this transformation. We are not relying on anyone outside the company. It is good to kick things off, but as you said, that most companies struggle with convincing management that it's needed. I mean, you can work the old way. Like, it's about choice, making the choice. If you want to play and make a history, that's why you need to start following the best practices, how the best companies work. And there aren't many coaches besides Marty's team and maybe some other, like including Markus, who can support you. Right, so I was lucky enough to have Markus by my side when I worked at Insmo. So Insmo is a Estonian-based, but startup, but also operates in Germany. Not also, but they are operating and selling in Germany. Insmo was had a pivotal role in my career in that sense, because
Insmo was the company where
absolutely.
you basically moved to the product management role. Yeah. So you initially in Insmo you were in...
I was HR. I started as an HR, people and culture. Then it was about the whole CX and the employee experience, and then CPO. So that was the journey. And if you have someone in the company who has done this before, I don't even mean that the person should have been like in that direct role, but someone who knows what it takes to lead product in a way that best companies do in the world.
Okay.
It's enough.
Regarding this process, do you have some fallbacks, or for example, some developer is saying that please give me specs, I would like to write the code, not talk up with customers.
I mean, it's
it's a random example, but
it's a great example. I mean, it should have come somewhere. So you obviously have an experience related to that example. Of course, there are several anti-patterns when it comes to transformation, and one of the biggest one is that you give teams autonomy too soon. Meaning that autonomy is a very powerful motivator. That I know from my HR experience. Like, I know, in theory, very powerful. But you cannot give autonomy to someone who's not competent. So that's why you have to have a strong leadership in product to coach people in product teams to be able to deliver what you expect. Because you cannot just throw them problems to solve, let them figure it out, and then 3 months later you discover that, oh my God, what is this? It cannot be. So I gave maybe autonomy too soon, although I know this anti-pattern exists. But my fallback was that I kind of assumed that it's enough when you talk about things, but you actually have to show some things. How to work differently. For example, how to use design sprint methodology. And you have to facilitate it first time yourself. And show it to the team how it's done.
But what is your experience? Do you have several product teams? Or
Yep.
Okay, so you start with one team, or you just start with all teams at the same time, or... because I have had a recommendation of start with some pilot team to show that it has a...
It's very reasonable advice, because you cannot be everywhere, right? So if you're leading the change, then you need to choose where to start. So I started from the part of the business that created the most revenue, right? So it was the web team or online team, right? This is where I put my effort, and also we started to educate the whole company at the same time, because Eesti Loto is lucky to have only around 60 people, 60 employees. So it's not so it's not so hard, because you can kind of, if you want, you can meet everybody like in weeks in person when needed, right? So we started to talk about, first things first was the North Star that we put on the wall. Our CEO, Triin, we have a very clear goal, how many users and players we want to have, and in what time frame. And then if you know the goal, that's not enough. So you need to figure out what stops us to reaching that goal. So we started to talk about with everybody. We had all hands meetings for that with the different teams. So what do we need to do to figure out what stops us from getting to reach that goal? And then we realized that, okay, let's, even if we start from a web team or online team, online I say because it's an online experience and it doesn't start and end with the web, it's a bit more, right? Yeah.
I was playing a lottery a month ago or so, and I tried to find Eesti Loto app, and then I realized that there is not app available at all. Or is?
No. That is a bit of a difficult case. We first need to figure out, because if you have like a very good mobile responsive website, I don't think you need an app. And there are like some restrictions when it comes to, for example, Google Play Store. We're automatically in how to put it, like we cannot really be there with our app because it's gambling.
Okay,
in their
so
sense.
it's about regulations in this area.
Yeah, regulations.
Yeah.
So when it comes to app, if you have a very good website, mobile responsive website, you can have a progressive web application that you can download. So, yeah.
Okay, but I didn't want to talk about the mobile app.
Okay.
It was just the thing I noticed. So, okay. Regarding the HR work and the product management, what is common there, or what was the things what you bring from your previous experience, the product management? So.
The single most important thing or responsibility that a product leader has is to build a team. So I had the knowledge how to bring the best people together. And what I didn't have in the past was the knowledge around product management, right? So when doing HR, I was like, people's strengths and competencies and stuff like that. And what it takes to be a good leader, be a good manager. You have to have both, because there is this discussion around what it takes to manage people, and the leadership is a totally different thing. I think you need both. So this is the most important similarity I would like to bring out, that you need to have a knowledge how to build the best team. And it doesn't mean always that you kind of need to have all the superstars in place, right? So those principles I had in the past in HR were also around the principles that enables innovation. Because when you have all superstars, then nothing gets done, I guess. Because then you end up fighting about ideas, and good luck with that.
But in a case when you have a friends, superstars, and you are building a small startup, and it's
okay,
you are successful, so because those guys are really good on what they are doing. But now you would like to scale and having a bigger team, because just couple of you cannot scale. What is your recommendation for this team? Where to start to build the real organization? And because they are really good on the technical things and product management and marketing, but of building the real organization, what should be the first steps there?
Oh, there is this great book. I have to send you the link probably. What it takes to scale up. So it's you feel when things get complicated, right? It's usually I don't know what was your exact example about, but I think you need to sit down first, right, and just talk. Right? And sometimes it's totally okay if you part ways. I don't see what's wrong with that. And even if it's a good person, because there are no lone geniuses in when it comes to leading innovation, because they are they can't do anything alone, basically. You always need to have team when you scale up. And if you're not a team oriented, and if you're not willing to collaborate with other people, what to do? You part ways. And if you want to scale up, you just have to make hard decisions sometimes, right? So it's not only about fun and giggles all the time. Yeah, when you start with just 2 or 4, but if it already gets 6, 10 and plus, it's already complicated. Yeah, and it of course it depends on the ambition you have with this company, but sooner or later you need to have this very uncomfortable conversation, and kind of, maybe you just have to kind of agree what is this other person's playing field and what is your play field. So yeah, talk.
Yeah.
It's simple as that.
Like always.
Yeah, but it's hard. It's super hard because I've seen it so many times that organizations keep, I'm not going to say the word entirely, but a-holes, right? You all know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But
superstars.
Superstars. Let's say superstars who don't give a damn about other people. And they're thinking if they're there, it's good. I'm here, I'm taking all the pride because it's me. That is a total disaster that you're creating, because one a-hole can take down the team performance almost 40%. And there are cases where those superstars are sent away and the whole result goes up.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the example was a situation where those superstars actually are the core of the company. They have built it all the thing.
Yeah, I understand. I've been there also. I've seen it in my with my eyes, that you kind of need to have this talk. And if you can't find an agreement, I don't know, sell the company then. If you can't work there both, right? So you have to make a choice. It's a discussion between these two people.
Okay, let's change a bit topic now. You mentioned AI, and I would like to hear your experience, how the AI has been changed the way how we are doing the product management, or you and your team is doing the product management, and what is the impact there and your experiences?
I think, but in my eyes, I see, and I have seen already a huge impact when it comes to user research and also market research, right? So it definitely enables you to make faster decisions when it comes to getting data, analyzing data around, for example, user interviews. Super fast. You can get all the summaries and conclusions super fast. But what I also see is that there is a bigger option available there, right? It's, for example, we are going to implement this tool I mentioned to build up the whole experience around responsible gaming, so that the AI will analyze the user behavior patterns, and AI can do it in a way that even if I take like 100 people to analyze the same data, I am not sure that they are capable of doing it in a way that the AI will. So when things get complicated and hard to design experiences that actually, in our case, assure that playing safe, then I can rely on AI. And there are other cases. In our customer support, we implemented an AI assistant tool, the web chat basically, Askly. And it is already a huge advantage because I see how quick is this tool versus how quickly we responded to users' requests, right?
And what about the quality of those quick answers?
Very good, because we are training the tool, but it's not good from the very beginning. So you need to keep an eye on it. So you cannot expect that it will, make an impact from the very first experience, but it's rather something that evolves over time, and you need to train the tool, right? You need to be there for some while at least. But we made a very good job already giving it an input, because in the past our customer support representatives, they need to answer frequently asked questions, like unreasonable time that they spent, unreasonable time. And when there were like harder cases or difficult cases, then those people just had to wait, basically. It's not reasonable, because we as users, right, we expect customer support to answer us in seconds, basically, because it's already, everything is instant. You need to be there like in seconds answering, not that you need to solve the whole thing, but you need to be there and already start the conversation, right? And this is what we saw, that is absolutely significant change that we have created, like in 3 months.
And can you share the data? What is the rate of those requests? What are responded or basically resolved completely by the AI agent, and how many cases the human is involved?
It's kind of 80-20 something, because it's 80 that the AI can solve.
Even so high?
Absolutely, because most questions are frequently asked questions, so it's super easy. But it takes time when you have to kind of have all the people there to answer them.
But is it about, okay, now we're going to detail about Askly and customer support, but is it about of giving the information or also solving some cases even?
Mostly giving the information how people can help themselves on our website, basically.
Okay.
Because most questions are related to, I don't know, like I have a failed payment issue, what's happening, and then and the AI assistant can help to solve this in a way that we are explaining how they can help themselves to be sure that, this gets solved. But also some difficult cases, we can always jump into the conversation and take it over when we see that the AI cannot really help. So, yeah.
Okay, you covered the impact of AI regarding the user research and also regarding the customer support. But what about the development and also prototyping? Do you see the impact there as well?
There are a lot of prototyping tools available, and I have to admit that we're doing it in an old way. Like currently, it's already a huge leap to even start to prototype anything, right? So because this transition or transformation is all about product discovery, right? So to implement product discovery practices and methodologies and principles, meaning that when we're discovering problems, AI already helps. Problems that users have, right? But when it comes to building a solution, there we need to do some work. We haven't used any AI tool yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm asking is when I'm looking LinkedIn and some posts, I see that a lot of PMs are experimenting with vibe coding tools and saying that they are able to produce quick prototypes by themselves and to using those prototypes of getting feedback from users and also to explain something for developers and another thing regarding engineering is that I see that in some companies they are doing the development totally different way of even not writing so much code manually, but rather doing a lot of prompting even in a software development. So I see that the changes are happening there as well. And
totally. So this is where we see that we need to have a very strong AI strategy in place. So we're like experimenting with different tools. Like I mentioned, this responsible gaming platform, then customer support, and also some cases, like for example myself, when it comes to coaching people and evaluating their competencies level, I just created a GPT for that because it takes countless hours to have those conversations around, to actually get the point, like where you are, which level you have currently, and where you need to develop yourself. And it's rather easier to have this conversation with GPT than with me. And we can have this conversation later.
and what were the materials that you used to train or this? GPT?
Countless notes that I have taken about from all the 37 books, and also I give it as a prerequisite and the condition that they follow this SVBG approach to product management. Strongly recommended.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your story and sharing your expertise and giving insights about product management, and not only about product management, but as well linkage to the HR. I have a final question for you. You mentioned different sources, but if you can recommend only one book or one podcast episode or one source for the people who would like to start with product management, or even the PMs who would like to grow, what would be this?
There's this one book, Build, Tony Fadell, iPod. That is an amazing book. You need to read it, honestly. It puts so much together for you if you want to start a PM career. But when it comes to, when you want to take a few steps back and start from not maybe directly how to create great products, then it's a book called Anyone Can Design.
Mm.
That book changed my life, basically. That was one of the first books I read about design thinking and how anyone can design, basically, right?
Who is the author of that book?
Amit something. The name is super complicated. I cannot pronounce it. But maybe we can share it.
Yeah, I will add it to the episode notes. So,
but podcast, I think we cannot get enough of Lenny's podcast, right? So that is the one and only I would recommend, basically.
Mm.
Yeah. And there is this one podcast, I cannot recall who's the guy, like CEO's Diaries, maybe, was the podcast name. It's also very interesting because you meet very different people there. It's like neuroscientists, I don't know, like it has been like a very wild journey when I have listened to those episodes, and very inspiring also. but not directly related to product management, just to widen your perspective. Yeah, and that is something you need when you want to start a career in product. It's super uncomfortable, but it's so inspiring, and it's the best job in the world.
Reelika, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Urmo. See you next time.
And thank you, all the listeners. Bye.
Bye.